In this video, I will be showing you how to isolate Discord and Spotify's audio from the rest of your computer's audio and how to mix their audio in OBS. As an added bonus, I will also be showing you how to set up a soundboard to play over your microphone. We will be using a combination of Voicemeeter Potato and virtual audio cables to achieve this. Some techniques used in this video tutorial will also require Windows 10 Update 1803 or higher. I also highly recommend watching this video on a secondary device, as there may be moments where you will lose audio on your computer during setup. We will begin by downloading all the required software, which you can find links to in the order of their appearance in this video's description. First, we will download a newer version of Voicemeeter called Voicemeeter Potato. However, we will not be using the version that is available on Voicemeeter's website. Instead, we will be using a newer version that can only be downloaded via a link that Voicemeeter's developer posted on their Twitter account. Next, we'll download Virtual Audio Cable. Next, we will need to download Virtual Audio Cable A+B. The only way to get these extra cables is to submit a donation to the developer. You can donate as low as $5, which if you are serious about your audio setup is a small price to pay for all the utility it offers. After you've donated and received the VB Cable A+B pack, we can begin installing all the software. We will install Voicemeeter first. Extract the zip file, open the extracted folder, and double-click the executable. Click Yes, then click Install. We will reboot later. Next, we will begin installing the virtual audio cables. Open a new Finder window and navigate to C, Program Files, VB. This is Voicemeeter's installation directory. Extract VB Cable Driver Pack 43. Copy over the extracted folder to Voicemeeter's installation directory. Extract VB Cable AB Driver Pack 43. Open the extracted folder. Extract both of the zip files located in this folder. Copy both of the extracted folders to Voicemeeter's installation directory. Inside of Voicemeeter's installation directory, open the VB Cable Driver Pack 43 folder. Right-click the VB Cable Setup x64 executable and select Run as Administrator. Click Yes, and click Install Driver. Go back to Voicemeeter's installation directory and complete this process for VB Cable A Driver Pack 43 and VB Cable B Driver Pack 43. Once you have installed all of the virtual audio cables, reboot your system. We will now be making changes to your audio devices. Right-click the sound icon on your taskbar and click on Sounds. Go to Playback Devices, scroll down and select Voicemeeter Input and set it as your default audio device. You can also set your microphone back as your default audio device. However, we will be changing it later when setting up the soundboard. Next, we will be making sure the sample rate for all of your audio devices is the same. Right-click each audio device, go to Properties, then go to the Advanced tab. In the Default Format section, click the drop-down menu and select 48,000 Hz. You will notice some devices may be set to 8,000 Hz, which will make your audio devices sound very low quality. Changing them to 48,000 Hz fixes this. Next, we will set up Voicemeeter. Search for Voicemeeter Potato and open it. On the top right section of Voicemeeter, click the menu button and click System Tray Run at Startup. This makes it so Voicemeeter automatically launches when your computer turns on. Go back to the menu again and select Auto Restart Audio Engine. I also like to keep Voicemeeter pinned to my taskbar, but that's optional. Here's a quick rundown of the sections of Voicemeeter's UI that we will be using. The hardware out section here assigns our physical audio devices, such as headphones and microphones, an A1, A2, A3, A4, or A5 label. The virtual input sections are what we tell our application's audio to be routed to, so we can physically hear it with our audio devices or record it with software. Think of these as a middleman who distributes your audio to wherever you want it to go. You can think of these columns here as individual channels for a device's audio or an application's audio. The A buttons correspond to the physical audio devices that we selected in hardware out. Selecting an A button sends the audio to that physical device. For example, if we have A1 selected as your headphones in hardware out, and A2 set as your desktop speakers, and we select A1 and A2 at the same time, it will send the audio channel to your headphones and speakers at the same time, so you can hear both simultaneously. The B buttons correspond to which virtual inputs we are sending the audio to. Now that I've explained things a bit, let's continue setup. Go to Hardware Out, click A1, and select your preferred audio device. This could be your headphones, desktop speakers, monitor, surround sound system, whatever you want. I have a secondary audio device, so I will set up that to A2. Next, go to Hardware Input 1 and select Cable A Output. Then, go to Hardware Input 2 and select Cable B Output. I will be selecting both A1 and A2 under both of my hardware inputs so I can hear my audio on both my speakers and headphones. Voicemeeter is now ready for us to configure Discord and Spotify. In Discord's voice and video settings, click Output and select Cable A Input. Discord is now sending its audio over Cable B to Voicemeeter. Next, open Spotify, play a song, and then pause it. Do not let Spotify to continue playing audio beyond this step. If we change Spotify's audio output while it's playing audio, it will cause Spotify to break and you may need to reinstall it to fix it. Next, open your computer settings. Click System, then click Sound. Scroll down until you see App Volume and Device Preferences and click on that. Find Spotify in this list, select its output button, and select Cable B Input in the drop-down menu. If everything went right, you can play Spotify again and you should be able to hear music. We are now finished configuring Spotify and we will now move on to setting up OBS. Open OBS. We will be starting with a blank scene. In the audio mixer, click on the settings icon next to desktop audio. Select preferences and verify the device is set to default. Repeat this process for mic/aux in the mixer as well. Next, right-click anywhere inside the audio mixer and select Advanced Audio Properties. On your desktop audio tracks, make sure track 1 is the only track selected. Also make sure your microphone track is set to track 2. This will give your desktop audio and your microphone their own separate audio tracks in your recordings. Next, add a new source. Select Audio Output Capture. Name this source Discord and click OK. Select Device and change it to Cable A Input, then click OK. Add another audio output source and name this one Spotify. Select Cable B Input for this source's device. Next, open Advanced Audio Properties again in the sound mixer. Set Discord's track to track 3 and set Spotify's track to track 4. Each device should have their own track selected. You can now play Spotify and some other desktop audio and see the audio tracks working separately. If you are using OBS for streaming, we will need to make sure all of the audio devices are recording to an extra separate audio track. Open your Advanced Audio Properties again and select track 6 for all of your audio devices. You could also uncheck Spotify or Discord from track 6 if you don't want them in your stream. Next, we will need to make a few more changes to how OBS records. Click Settings, then click Audio. Set the sample rate to 48,000 Hz. Ensure desktop audio device and mic/aux device are both set to default. Now, go to Output and change your output mode to Advanced. Under the Streaming tab, set your audio track to 6. This will stream all of your audio devices you selected earlier. Under the Recording tab, go to Audio Track and select 1, 2, 3, and 4. This will record all of those tracks separately in your video. Also ensure your recording format is selected to a format that supports multiple audio tracks. I use MP4. After that, click Apply and then click OK. OBS will now record your audio from Discord and Spotify separately from the rest of your computer's audio. I will now show you how to set up a soundboard that plays over your microphone. We will be using Death Counter and Soundboard for this, as that's my favorite of all the other popular soundboards that are available. Open Voicemeeter and deselect all of the A and B buttons in VAIO3 Virtual Input, Voicemeeter Aux Virtual Input, Hardware Input 3, and Hardware Input 4. For Hardware Input 3, select Cable Output as your input device. In Hardware Input 4, select your microphone as the input device. In Hardware Input 3, select the B3 button. Also select the B3 button for Hardware Input 4. Next, go to your taskbar and right-click on the sound icon and click Sounds. Go to your recording devices and set Voicemeeter VAIO3 output as your default device. This step is probably redundant, but inside Discord, I also set my input device as Voicemeeter VAIO3 output. Next, we will download our soundboard. Navigate to the GitHub link in the description and download the latest version of Death Counter and Soundboard, then install the program. I also like to have this soundboard pinned to my taskbar. Open Death Counter and Soundboard settings and go to the Other tab and select Only Sounds. Go to the Sound tab and select Overlap Sounds. Below that, change the second output device to cable input. Our soundboard is now set up. Let's add a test sound to see how it works. Click the Add Sound button on the bottom left and give your sound a name. Click the dots button here and select a sound file you wish to play. You can also set a keybind for the sound. You'll also want to drop the volume to about 50%, as default is pretty loud. Double click the sound or use your keybind and you should be able to hear the sound. The soundboard is now fully set up, and you can verify it works in Discord by playing your sound while on the voice and video screen. You can also see it playing over your microphone and desktop audio in OBS. And that concludes this video. If you have any questions or need help with anything, comment below and I'll do my best to help you. If you have any suggestions for new videos related to streaming or recording on a single PC setup, let me know down below. If you found this video helpful, I greatly appreciate you giving this video a like and maybe even subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thanks for watching.